We'll have our roll call and I'll start. Marty Schwartz, Chair of the.
Sandy Berman,
George James, recording secretary.
Nina Chalina, Gwen Palmer, Mary Ellen Gavin,
Bernie Lynch.
Julie Burko, Katrina Cash.
Great. Wonderful to see you all here. We have May minutes. And you have I guess, there's a little change, but George said he has changed it. So the actual minutes will reflect the change.
So
You go ahead.
I can take, there was a minor issue with the minutes. If you look at the very bottom, it says Schwartz made a motion and then Schwartz seconded. That has been corrected. I believe it was actually Sandy who made that. I think we were almost working. Don't talk about it. But yes, so that has been corrected and on the town website, that's already been fixed. So
Thank you.
And other than that, any other correction? With being done, we'll ask for approval of the main minutes. Is there a second? Okay.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, very nice. So Joe was not able to be here today, but I believe you have the information for age families.
So as you know, we've been working on age friendly for years. And we have a final draft of the plan that is going to be presented at the Board of Selectmen meeting in July. I'm really proud of this work. It's very thorough. I'll send you all a copy when we get the booklet ready to go. I could probably send it earlier than that, but it addresses communications, transportation, community health and wellness, social engagement, and housing. Those are the 5 areas we covered. We met with AARP, the gentleman who's in charge of it nationwide, to go over our draft of it. He made a few suggestions, which we incorporated. And probably with any luck, take August off and not do a thing on it, take a break. But then start doing the follow-up work that has to be done each year following the submission. So it's July, hopefully it's official. Keep an eye out, we'll probably put a press release out, but you'll see it in advance.
So will there be a document that we'd be able to look at?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could send you the draft of it. It's not for editing purposes, but just for reference purposes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Great.
Any questions regarding age friendly? Yeah, it's, okay, look forward to seeing that. It was gonna be in June, right? So it was postponed for a month?
It was, we mostly we needed to get on the calendar for Board of Selectmen, and they could have put us in for next week, but we wanted to get the formatting done and get that done really nicely, so we delayed it. It's July 23rd at 4 is the Board of Selectmen meeting, and I'll send out an invitation. There's absolutely no pressure, but if you're interested.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. Board of Health, Nina?
So I went to my first meeting, very exciting. They covered the new payroll system. There's a new permitting system they talked about, and they want the health department to use that for issues around vaccinations and COVID, managing all that. We talked about the Safe Streets Initiative. They will be moving soon to updating their strategic plan, which I believe happens every 2 or 3 years. That is their CHIP, their Community Health Improvement Plan. They talked about working with the senior center on some of the doctor talks. So that they said that was a success. And then the environmental health, they talked about water testing, the farmers markets. They've had a lot more checks they've needed to do with the sort of summer months, food trucks, farmers market. That all requires checks from the sanitarians. Tick testing, that's been a big one. So they send any ticks that are qualified that could be online. They send those out. And they talked about overcrowding at the beach because of the rentals and what the process you need to do if you feel like there's houses that are overcrowded in the system. And I guess it just takes a long time. So they encourage people to kind of file their complaints early on in the year, like the September, because it does take months for them to kind of get through that process. And I looked at my schedule. I mentioned that we were wondering if we could kind of send in replacements and I couldn't attend, and Sam sort of didn't know, he said, you know, it's a voting position, so I can make most of the meetings this year. I cannot make their July meeting, but I think the rest of the year I can, so.
Great.
Right.
Thanks for doing that, Nina.
Yeah, yeah, so I think that was it.
Was it interesting?
Yeah, it was a lot of reporting out. It was actually cute. There were three nursing, Fairfield U nursing students there who came in and we couldn't, none of us really knew why we were there, but they sort of spoke up at the end. And I guess they were told in their school program that they should get more involved in the community. And so this was sort of one of the ways they were doing it, which I thought was kind of cool. So
Yeah.
they sat through and
That's neat.
listened. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think they're actually going, they're masters. Like they are nurses now and they're going to get their masters in nursing. So it was kind of
That's
fun.
great.
Yeah, yeah, it was great. Easy.
So just a question, like with the information on the farmers, market, those are the markets like we have it.
That's the big one on the green on Sunday.
So they're saying they need to do more.
They check the booths, like all the, like.
So they actually do that now.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
do it
reporting
now
on
because people are selling food and, you
Right.
know, all that. I think there's also another one in Greenfield Hill.
There is.
So that's part of their responsibility. And then the food trucks can be tricky because they're not always based in Fairfield. It's not always a Fairfield company.
Right.
But if they're doing an event in Fairfield, they try to coordinate with other towns so that they're not like double checking.
Interesting.
But there is sometimes a need for the food trucks
So
as
they
well.
are actually though out there every Sunday. and checking that out.
Yeah, he said they've been busy with that. I don't know if they go every Sunday, but he said they do go quite a bit. And then I think the water testing, because they have to check all the beaches, the lakes, all the swimming areas have to be checked daily.
Oh, daily.
Yeah, because you have to be able to
Wow.
post no
Well,
swimming.
that's true, because I know they close them on
Yeah.
particular days, so. they
So
have-
they're,
good.
so that's somebody's job.
Yeah.
when he does that.
So-
I know.
And with
It's
the
all those
beach-
things you don't think about. They
Yeah,
all
right,
fall
exactly.
under
That's
that.
very interesting.
Yeah.
With the beach
department.
overcrowding,
The
so.
beach area, because of the college kids, the rentals, yeah.
Right. So, but the people, that should be reported, but, so now the commission knows that, and the committee knows that you're serving on. But what about other people in the community?
I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing if you are somebody in that neighborhood, you probably call the town of Fairfield and they send you to the health department, because that's not
Wonder
where
if
you
people are
would
made
think.
aware of that live in.
Yeah.
the community.
Well, that there's also limits to how many people can live in a house, right?
There should be anyway. How many people can occupy a
There's
space?
some kind of rule about it, I guess, yeah, so. Yeah,
Yeah, but it sounds like good information and.
Yeah,
that
yeah, no, I
information
think
especially would be
I think
helpful to
it's-
Get out to the public.
and I think there's a lot of overlap. I mean, I'm assuming you guys were involved in the Safe Street stuff as well, right?
Not really,
Oh,
no.
no,
no.
so I guess the health department went to those meetings.
Mhm.
So that's the initiative they just launched this week and it's based on a lot of, I guess, complaints in the town about I think a lot of it is due to the electronic scooters